Before Ted got to school, what did he do? He went to the store to get his candy bar. When he bought his candy bar, what did he end up having to pay? What did he end up having to pay, Anderson? Tax. Sales tax. That is his state responsibility, right? So where it says state, right, you're writing paid sales tax. That was his responsibility. That was his response. Are you done with this one? Okay. That was his state responsibility. Sources. Sources is up on the thing. Sources. Sources is up on it. Sources. It says origins, but it really means sources. All right.
I'm done.
So we just wrote in state paid sales tax,
What's
right?
state?
State citizen, paid sales tax, right? And so we wrote that. That was his responsibility.
Do we have to write state?
No, that's already on your paper. That's sources. Sources. U.S. Constitution.
Wait, were we doing the state now?
Huh? Are you on? You need sources. Yes, you do. You need to write U.S. Constitution / laws.
It's gonna be state.
Matt, where is everything? Where's your stuff? When I say put something in a folder, where do you put it?
Oh.
Where'd you put it?
Not the house.
Okay, where'd you put it?
In my
There. Anyway. Next time I say put something in a folder in the bathroom. Okay. The sources? People are still doing sources. Okay. So, now that we've looked at our state paid sales taxes, right, our responsibility to state, we need to look at our responsibility of the nation. Right? So I want you to look at the paragraph. I want you to look at the paragraph that says, start with bummed, right? It starts with bummed. It's the second paragraph on there. Starts with bummed. Starts with bummed. It's the second paragraph on the second page. Second paragraph on the second page. Okay, so right here on the fourth, right? Yes, go. Okay. So, as a nation, right, we had read the paragraph that started with bummed. Thumbs up if you read it. Thumbs up if you read the paragraph that started with bummed. Okay. What was his responsibility that he showed as a nation? If you're looking at your pyramid, right, where it says responsibilities for our nation, it says jury duty, voting, staying informed, and don't put people at risk. Which one makes sense for what he did? Anderson? To not what? To not fly his rocket? No, that was for the city. That was his responsibility. To his city. Yeah, that was his responsibility to his city, not his nation. Eliana? Not the voting thing, but it's close to that. It was part of the paragraph that said bummed, right? What did the guy ask him to do? What did the guy ask him to do? Second that? start a war against the U.S.? Did he say yes? No, right? He did not start a war. It's kind of a silly example, but he's not putting people at risk by starting a war.
Nation.
So that was his nation, right? Responsibility. Yeah, on the top. That was the nation responsibility. Everybody that's copying sources, are we done copying sources?
I just need these.
Okay, we'll keep writing. Yes, okay. So that's his responsibility. So now that we've finished our two responsibilities, right? Our last responsibility, his school responsibility was that he did not throw food in the food fight. Did not throw food. Okay. So now we're going to look for his rights, right? And so when we're looking at our pyramid, right, on our rights area, this can help us give us clues, right? Give clues to us about what his rights were when he was going through his day. So let's start at home. And by starting at home, at the end of the story is where we're going to see where we saw his rights. So if you read the last paragraph, speaking his mind, blah, 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 right? All that, somewhere in that last paragraph is going to tell us what his right was as a citizen at his home. Do what I asked you, not look at your home. Okay, open it. What did I just say to do? Read the last paragraph. That's what I said. What was his right at home? Right? If we're thinking about rights and we're looking at a pyramid that's talking about rights, what is his right at home? Arlette, where's your on the floor? Kennedy, finish copying. Okay. So his right at home. Raise your hand if you figured it out. If you figured out what his right is at home. What is his right at home? Dahlia? To watch an hour of TV. So his right at home, watch an hour of TV. Right? So he gets an hour of TV that he gets to watch. That's his right. Yes. I know. Somebody's still copying this, so you're with us right now.
Did we write that?
That is at home. On the bottom, watch an hour of TV. On the very, very bottom. Citizen of his home. Watch on the bottom. On the very bottom. Citizen of his home. Watch an hour of TV. That is his right. Nation is U.S. Constitution and laws. A nation is the United States of America. And you're supposed to erase this. You're supposed to be writing up there. Up top. This is pretend Saturday. Pretend Tuesday. You're writing on the screen. White screen. So see, it looks exactly like this. On the board. Up top. Okay, watch an hour of TV, that's his right. So, we also then need to find out what his right is at the school. At the school. Where did he go when the school day was over? Where did he go when the school day was over, Zoe? No, he didn't go to the park. Go ahead and what I want you to start reading, Lynn, if you forgot, which is fine. We read that yesterday. Read after school, the last paragraph on this side. After school. Read after school. Read after school. The last paragraph. After school. You are reading the last paragraph after school to see what his right was at school. Arles, what was it? The basketball game. His right at school was to go to the basketball game. Where it says school citizen, you should be writing go to basketball game. You're writing what's on the board, right there. Yes, right there. Okay, well you're gonna have to wait for other people to be done. You're gonna have to wait for other people to be done. So you can be following what Ted did. Where's your Ted did? You could be doing both right now. Go to basketball game. That was his right at school. As a city citizen, we need to think about his right as a city citizen. So when we're thinking about rights, like on our pyramid, right? When we're looking at the city of rights, it says right to use sidewalks and parks. Right to use sidewalks and parks. Well, he went to two places in this story. When he went to school, how did he get there? How did he get to the school? Dalia? Running on the sidewalk. So did he use the sidewalks in the city? Yeah. So I'd say for our city level of citizenship, right? As a city citizen, walk on the sidewalks. Walk on the sidewalks.
Walk or run?
You use the sidewalk. We'll say use the sidewalk.
Where?
Use the sidewalks. Where it says city.
It's coming. We were done at the same time.
Where it says city. Use the sidewalks. Alright? And that's a city citizen. City citizen. Use the sidewalk.
I'm done.
Then, as soon as you're done with that, I need you to start thinking about it as a state citizen. State citizen, you could look at your rights on here. Right? Think about what he did in his state. It was something kind of obvious, right? It says right to free education, equal right for men and women. Where did he go during his day? Where did he go during his day, Eliana? That was... The what? The boat. To vote. No, that's not quite yet. I'm talking about where did he go for the majority of his day? The majority of his day he went to where? Where do you go? He went to school. He went to school, right? And so he had the right to get a free education. He had the right to go to school. So in his state, right? In his state, he had the right to go to school. That is a right. That is a free education, right? That is a good thing to have. I know, but that's a right.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
I finished before you.
All right.
Wait, where's state?
That's state citizen, right there. It was a right. It was a right that he went to there.
The last one.
Okay. And then we have what we did as a United States citizen. He had a right. If you look on the right portion of your triangle, right, the right portion of your triangle, where it says nation, right, where it says nation, it says freedom of speech, it says freedom of worship, right to vote, and have a jury, right? And so, when he went to the park, he joined some people. What did he join those people in doing? What did he join those people in doing? Yes? Voting. He didn't vote. He didn't vote. What did he do? He didn't vote. Dahlia? Freedom of speech, right? Because he joined a protest. He was showing his freedom of speech, which is a right to all U.S. citizens. So, where it says nation, right? We write freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, and that is a right, right? Not a responsibility. That's a right. So, on top, right? United States citizen. Where it says United States citizen. Sorry, I wrote nation. Where it says United States citizen, because our nation, our country is the United States, you will write freedom of speech, right? Because that was his right. That's what he did for his right to his country. Okay, so now we have gone through Ted's big day. We have gone through every right and responsibility he got to experience through his whole day. Okay? And so on Friday, we are going to have a test over rights and responsibilities and the vocabulary, right? So the vocabulary we learned on Citizen Me that we wrote in our word wall book, right? The rights and responsibilities that we wrote out on our pyramids, and also what the name of our country is, what the name of our state is, and what the name of our city is. Because I want you guys to remember that. What's the name of our state? Indiana. Indiana. What is the name of our city?
Indianapolis.
What is the name of our country?
America.
United States of America.